With version 1.4 dropping shortly alongside the most hyped character in the game being Miyabi, the devs decided to reveal the version 1.5 characters being Astra Yao and Evelyn just before players decided to go all in on version 1.4. Now, considering the fact that the new 1.5 characters would be dropping right after Miyabi, as mentioned in my Miyabi video, I do believe that Hoyoverse will want to capitalize on the fact that Miyabi will drain most players of their polychromes, which means version 1.5 will likely feature characters that do hold immense value and would be extremely difficult to skip. So with that, I'm gonna be going over some kit speculations for the 1.5 characters, the potential value they hold, team synergies to look forward to, and how this might affect who you should prioritize between 1.4 and 1.5. Just before we jump into it, as always, would really appreciate it if you could subscribe for more ZenlessZoneZero content and drop a like if you enjoyed the video. Also, for those that are looking to pick up some polychromes in preparation of 1.4 for the best price, LD Shop is a safe and reliable game top-up site that allows you to pick up in-game currency for a discounted price, ranging from numerous games such as WutheringWaves, HonkaiStarRail, and ZenlessZoneZero. So especially with version 1.4 and Zenless featuring the one and only Miyabi, if you are thinking about picking up some more polychromes or even just renewing your internet membership, then you may as well pick it up at a lower price. All that's required is your server region and game UID. Then you click on top up and pay now. Once done, it usually takes a couple of minutes to hit your account, and to just assure you, the double top up bonus will be provided even when going through LD Shop. Also, as of now, new users will receive a bundle of coupons totaling to roughly $15 off, and if you do go through my own referral link, then you will receive an additional 5% off on top of items discounted from 13% already, which would bring the total to 18% off your order. Lastly, for those that do spend over $80 in a single month, you will obtain a free VIP membership with bonuses such as a free internet membership, weekly coupons, and monthly coupons. So if you are looking for a reliable and safe way to pick up discounted game currency, be sure to check out LD Shop through the link in the description. Now, as for the character that is expected to drop first within version 1.5, Astra Yao, it has been confirmed that she will be our very first limited support and will be an ether character, which is certainly overdue given we do only have 2 ether characters in the entire game. But unfortunately, since she is a support character, it does mean Nicole will be used much less often and wouldn't be the go-to ether support anymore. However, since Nicole is still an amazing character with valuable abilities, she likely won't be completely replaced and would be still a viable option in some teams. Though given Astra Yao is an S-rank limited support character, she is going to completely overshadow Nicole in terms of the amount of utility that can be provided. Additionally, along with Miyabi's dedicated describe set dropping in 1.4, there is another one known as the Astral Voice, and with just the name alone, it's obvious to see that this set is tailored for Astra Yao. As for the effects, the 2-piece effect provides 10% attack, and with the 4-piece effect, whenever a squad member enters the field using a quick assist, all members will gain 1 stack of Astral up to a max of 3 stacks. Each stack of Astral provides a damage increase of 8%, and only 1 instance of this effect can exist amongst the squad. So essentially, the character on field will be the only one that can receive up to a 24% increase in damage, which means off-field damage dealers like Bernice wouldn't be too happy as she wouldn't benefit much. Regardless, the set does indicate Astra Yao will provide buff scaling off attack given the 2-piece effect, a bit reminiscent of our other popular singer in StarRail, Robin, as she does in fact scale off attack too. So along with the buffs that Astra Yao can provide through her kit that are expected to be extremely valuable, the Astral Voice set will provide an additional 24% damage increase, allowing the main damage dealer alongside Astra Yao to be completely stacked. Regarding potential abilities within Astra Yao's kit, purely due to the existence of Caesar and her overloaded kit as a defense character, she does in fact provide some insight on how much utility Astra Yao could provide, which arguably should be even more than Caesar as she is an actual support. So there is an unbelievable amount of potential as she could be the first character in the game to heal allies, possibly buff crit rate or crit damage significantly or both, and maybe provide additional buffs that aren't restricted to elements. More specifically, Astra Yao could buff literally any DPS character regardless of their element, whereas characters such as Rina and Sokaku are able to only buff characters that share the same element. So this could enable a team of 2 different element DPS characters to be buffed to the same degree, allowing for there to be much more team flexibility. On the note of team flexibility, and considering Astra Yao is an ether support, as much as I would like it to be a universal support for more than just ether DPS characters, she will at least for certain be an amazing support for ether characters, and the only one aside from Nicole is Zhu Yuan. So Astra Yao's potential best team would in fact be alongside Zhu Yuan and Changli, as she is quite literally just replacing Nicole. As of now, it is quite obvious to see that anomaly DPS characters are much more superior than attack type characters, due to the amount of explosive DPS they are capable of dealing. So Astra Yao might be capable of buffing Zhu Yuan to the point where she is able to contend with anomaly DPS characters and their insane levels of DPS. Of course, it will take a lot from Astra Yao to enable Zhu Yuan to compete with the anomaly meta, but since she is going to be our first limited support, I really wouldn't put it past her. So especially since support characters also tend to hold the most longevity within Hoyoverse games, majority of players should aim in picking up Astra Yao due to the insane amount of potential value she holds. Moving on to the second character of version 1.5, Evelyn, it has been confirmed that she will be our limited fire attacker, which is a bit of a shame for Soldier 11 since she is still a solid DPS and just received her perfect partner being Lighter. Although Soldier 11 is currently the only fire attacker in the game, and that does include A ranks, so for there to be more of a choice for a fire attacker is definitely healthy for the game state, and depending on Evelyn's kit, she could actually end up playing completely different to Soldier 11, which would allow her to have some playtime here and there. Nevertheless, it's more likely to expect the trend of attackers continuously getting better and outperforming the last to apply to Evelyn, which means she would turn out to be the best attacker on release and would be capable of dealing damage closer to the level of our current anomaly characters. As for her combat and attack animations, we were able to see some of them during the reveal trailer at the Game Awards event, which showed her to be a brawler type that also uses a whip/strings to pull enemies. So given how unique Haramasa's attacks are shown to be, as he utilizes his bow and 2 daggers when dealing dash attacks, we can expect Evelyn to also have a unique combat style and attack animations. In addition, since Evelyn is meant to be Astra Yao's bodyguard, it could lead to Evelyn being more tankier and sharing defensive capabilities like generating a shield, or she could go in the opposite direction as a more swift and rapid damage dealer with assassin-like attack animations. So even though Evelyn might be the less valuable one out of the 1.5 characters, she will likely still be an interesting attacker with a very unique playstyle and would be a great damage dealer overall. As for Evelyn's team synergies, since she does share the same faction as Astra Yao, it leads to there being a chance that both Evelyn and Astra Yao do synergize together. Hence the reasoning for Astra Yao being capable of providing buffs to attackers that aren't restricted to elements, since then Astra Yao as an ether support would still provide valuable buffs to Evelyn. So depending on exactly how much field time Evelyn requires, a double DPS team consisting of Zhu Yuan, Evelyn and Astra Yao could be possible. But it does seem like a bit of a stretch. As for more certain teams due to the fire element, they would essentially be quite similar to Soldier 11's teams as they both share the same role and element. So characters such as Bernice, Lighter, Lucy and Caesar would synergize extremely well with Evelyn. That is, if Evelyn does allow same attribute characters to activate her core skill. Otherwise it will be a bit tricky, as you would for certain want to place characters such as Bernice and Lighter with Evelyn, since Lighter specifically buffs fire damage dealt along with reducing the amount of fire resistance on enemies. In addition, he extends the stun window longer than usual, which would allow Evelyn to deal even more burst damage. With Bernice, she would allow the 4-piece effect from the Inferno Mental set to be constantly active since she can burn enemies insanely quick. Also, she does specialize in dealing damage off field, allowing Evelyn to have more field time than with other characters. So if Evelyn does synergize with fire type characters, she would be an amazing fit for those that have already invested in the mono fire team. That aside, and as for Evelyn's potential value and release, she would of course be one of the most valuable characters due to the amount of DPS she will be capable of dealing. Especially since she will be released after Miyabi, I would expect Evelyn to be quite a valuable character. Though I do have a feeling her design will carry her sales anyways. So in terms of your plans to summon and who to prioritize between version 1.4 and 1.5, I do firmly believe every player should pick up Miyabi due to the amount of DPS she will be capable of dealing and her extremely unique kit, given she is a Void Hunter and the only character in the game with the Frost element. So without a doubt, Miyabi would still be the #1 priority between version 1.4 and 1.5. As for everything else outside of Miyabi, they would fall short to Astra Yao, as she is again our first limited support, and especially if you do have Zhu Yuan, since Astra Yao is most likely going to be the best support for her and will be significantly better than Nicole. If you don't have Zhu Yuan, then you may want to pick her up or another Ether DPS character that drops later on first for Astra Yao to work with. Though that could change depending on if Astra Yao's kit does buff more than just Ether characters, which I do expect to be the case. So especially due to the longevity she will hold, Astra Yao is likely going to be the character to prioritize in version 1.5. As a result, that would leave Evelyn to have the least priority and value, mostly due to the fact that she is an attacker and they don't usually hold that much long-term value. Also, after going for Miyabi and Astra Yao, I would be very surprised if you were able to afford to go in for Evelyn. So it might just be more of a matter that you wouldn't have the polychromes to afford Evelyn when she does drop. However, your plans to summon is completely down to you, and you should of course summon for what you want and what you believe will be more ideal for your account. Since if you have characters such as Lyta and Bernice already built, then Evelyn might actually hold more value on your account. So just be cautious with your pulls and aim for which character would fit into your account the best, or of course that you like the most. Besides that, the version 1.5 characters do look amazing, along with somehow carrying on the impossible challenge of making every limited character in Zenless a must pull in terms of design. So as much as I am looking forward to Miyabi, and I'm sure many players are too, the hype has now begun for the limited characters of version 1.5. And with that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Would really appreciate it if you could subscribe to the channel for more ZenlessZoneZero content, and if you enjoyed the video, drop a like. Also drop a comment down below on who will you be exactly pulling for within version 1.4 and 1.5. And yeah, hope to catch you guys later.